for those of us physically here and those online. Okay. The course has not changed. The corporate finance. All we're looking at is still mathematics of finance. We are concluding today. Let's just put more light. Okay. When we say mathematics of finance, we all know. You're just are you? You're last week. Well, so, but just to remind you a little, we're not talking too much. We looked at future value of money, present, and we looked at continuous compounding. What we're simply saying is that we're asked to find future value of money, or not the present. So all we do is to multiply, just like this. Just want to write something like this. That means this is the future value, and this is the present value. Present value is the money today, If I know the money today and I can compound it, that's multiplying by 1 plus R. The R is the interest rate, raised to power of 9. I'll be able to get what? Future. And I said to get present, that means you look at this B, which is the present, we discount this. Discount again means dividing, which I believe is not that difficult. This is the present value. So, and we can take our time. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the 4 components of the formula. That means we could be asked to find future value, and be asked to find present value, and be asked to find the rates, we can be asked to find the number of words. And we also agree that we could be asked to find future value compounding continuously. And that is something like this. This one is compounding continuously. That means it's not ending. Continuously, is it?
Sorry, when you say compounding continuously, that someone is
forever. No, when you invest, the thing will be compound. Yes, you cannot keep the money. And every year you be correct. For instance, you have something like dividend. There are some bonds you buy. Is irredeemable. Irredeemable bond. There is a redeemable bond. That means there's a point to stop. But if it's still redeemable, you keep on getting dividend over until the children can even continue. Those are the kind of things. So that is continuous.
The P at future value, call it present value. So not
project
present value, not
is either present value or just P no present. Ordinary P is present value. P is present value.
It's not to confuse it with principal.
No, it's the same thing as principal now. Just that this formula came from compound interest. You know compound interest? This is the formula for compound interest. We just remove this F and put capital A. Our P is the principal. So that principal here is still the present value. So it's still the same thing. Yeah, no one. Because this formula came from compound interest. So it's from compound interest.
If I now write P, that's
there is nothing. Right P, as far as your P still means present value, there's no one. Is it clear? Now with this, A is amount. But in this case, okay, E is exponent. Exponent. Okay, we're not. Okay, E is exponent. And that exponent has a formula where E is equal to 2.7183. Have it? Those we are right. And that means your calculator can calculate this. Just press your calculator. There's a place that's E, your calculator. You click the E, it should give it. But it does not give it. This is the meaning of what if. Okay? And from this, I can find present also here, which means future, e raised to power minus this one for present value. You know, this one will go down under this, which is the same thing, or B is FB over. Whether take this or you take this. But this one is that. Law of indices, that's the inverse. This is what we actually did. We can find R, or the way it is, you can just use it. But this is how R looks like in case. From here, we can have FB equal to PB, so which, like this. We can say FB over what? PB, 1 plus R all raised to power n. That is the coefficient of this. This B. The number 7. This FB over PB. You know this n over 1, have you? It will now turn to 1 over n. That is 1 plus R. And this is the same thing as well. N root of future value over present value. But it's not compulsory, like I said last time. It's not compulsory. You can just go through this. You are given this. You are given this. You are given number of words. Yes. Okay? You are given number of yes. I know you are given number of words. Is that okay? I hope that thing is covering down. Yes. Okay. So you can solve it away. What do you want to do for n? To try to bring logarithms and arrive at an acceptable answer. What we need here is just to put figures and result. So longer. This one. This one.
Yes. If we can solve it direct.
We can solve direct. You don't need this. All I need to do, for instance, I have
situations. What I want to know, there's situations where we.
No. The choice. I'm given this. I'm given this. I'm also given this. I'm asked to find out. The way I feel. But then I must be. So I will want to see all your good. Yes. Is it clear? Okay. Let's see how we can move ahead and make sure. I mean, it's also part of mathematics of finance. When we concluded today, if all things being equal, we should. This one is future value of single amount of money, single or a lump sum. That means my present value is just once I'm paying it. This formula will work. All these are just single amount of money. The money is not paid twice, but in case it's going to be paid twice, it may not be equal. This ones, the money can be scattered 1,000, 2,000, 4,000. But when they are equal, it means what? Is that okay? So it's still the same mathematics of finance we are on. Already? Are you through with the board? Annuity. Let's just do small definition. Which I have here. For those who are just coming, we just say they are just coming. Like I said, I'm Author Saint Vinn, author of mathematics and accounting. It's still okay. So, like I said, the one I want to put here, just as it is also here and also in my YouTube channel. But let me just dictate so that it will be faster. I don't want us to wait through this time, but you must understand. And like I said, if you don't understand, do not hesitate to ask. You did not know, even if somebody paid for you, even if somebody you still have right to know why you are enjoying what you enjoy. I mean, you don't need to allow the money to waste. Dying in silence is a serious issue. You're welcome, Jerry. Open up. Even if you ask 20 times, all we know is that when the time is over, we'll call it again and continue another time. But today, we are satisfied. So ask. But this one, I know the small children class. So many things down ahead. So ask. So right, annuity, I define. Take it down, take it down, take it down. Annuity is series. Annuity is annuity and what? Annuity is series of equal payments. Series of equal payments. Series of equal payments or receipts. Series of equal payments or receipts. Payable. Series of equal payments or receipts. Payable. Daily. Payable daily. That means we can pay this money daily, I mean. Payable daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. Payable daily, or weekly, or monthly, or yearly. Full stop. Is it clear? That means when you are paying this money, it must be equal amount. Take note, equal amount. And you can pay it either payment or receipt. Either the one that is coming to you or the one that is going out. But this payment must be the type that is equal. And it could be done daily. It could be done. It could be done. It could be done. But the good thing is that is the what? Equal. And there are two types. There are two types of annuity. There are two types of annuity. Full stop. It could be ordinary annuity. It could be ordinary annuity. Ordinary annuity. Are we there? Bracket open. Ordinary annuity. Bracket open. At the end. At that bracket that you open, put at the end. Have you opened the bracket? Ordinary annuity, bracket open, at the end. You close the bracket. Or annuity, annuity, due, D-U-E. Annuity due, D-U-E. Ordinary annuity or ordinary annuity, bracket open at the end, close the bracket, or annuity due, bracket open, or at the beginning, you close the bracket. Did you understand? What am I simply saying? Annuity can be just if you pay at the end of the day, at the end of the day, or at the end of the month, or at the end of the year, that's ordinary annuity. But when you pay at the beginning of the year, you pay in January, that's beginning, that's annuity. You will agree with me. Now, when you make deposit in the bank, if you make deposit in January, and the one you made in December, at the end of the period, let's say 5 years, would the amount be the same? Huh? Don't be the same. No. I thought you were saying it was the same. One will be more, I mean. The one you paid at the beginning is annuity due. That one will be more. Than the one you pay at the end, which is ordinary annuity, will be lesser than that of the beginning. Do you understand? Okay. Maybe now we want to make equal payments. I mean, every year the payment wants to be equal, or every month wants to be equal. Now, the one I pay every year, maybe I want to know what the money will be in 5 years' time. Is that okay? I go to the bank in January, I put 10,000. Another January or the other year, I put 10,000. And I'm doing that for 5 years. Because I'm paying it at the beginning of the year, it's called annuity due. I'll have more money compared to the one I'm paying at the end of the year. I'm paying in December. This one I pay December this year. Next year I pay another one, December. Another year I pay what? December. It's obvious. That one, which is ordinary annuity, which is the end, will give me lower compared to the one. It's not inflation matter. For instance, now, I put something in January till December. Is it the same year? Is it the same month? From January to December, how many months? Almost 12, 1 year. And then this one started from December. This one will go 4 years. That one will go 5 years. Is it clear now? We're talking about the period. Beginning will give you more money. Ending will give you lower. And the formula is different. Future value of ordinary annuity will not be the same with future value of annuity due. Will they be the same? One will be more. And the difference is just 1 year. Just 1 period. The due will be more. The ordinary less. Is it clear now? Because we must know what we're dealing with. And in examination, you need to look at the question very well to find out, is it at the end or is it at the beginning? Because when they give you the question, they will state end or what. So if you do not check the question very well to know the formula to use. Whether are using future value of whether is it of whether I'm using future value of ordinary annuity or future value of annuity. The same to also have present value of ordinary annuity. We also have present value of annuity. And we apply them to solve some questions relating to loan amortization and the sinking fund question. And with that, that's all about mathematics of finance, which I believe we'll try our best. Is it working? Is it coming? Hello? Are you sure you have?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. We can hear you.
I can hear you. So any questions? Those of us online?
No.
No.
Hello, sir. Please, I have a question.
The difference one of beginning with the higher, more money, while the one of the end will not have less higher.
And when you start now, when you start, you have equal payment. Somebody started at the beginning, somebody started at the end. Are we going to get, even when you do common local savings, have it? That they call a susu or what have you. When they mark for you and when they mark for me, we will get the same amount. If they mark for me at the beginning and you mark at the end, I don't think when year comes, we are going to collect the same amount. It's not possible. Because some will mark at the beginning of the month. Some will mark at the end of what? The month. By the time the year runs to an end, what they will give to me cannot be the same thing with yours. So that's what we're talking about. Yes.
At the end of the year, it's like just 1 month already. They're looking at already now at the 5 year period. Now, give it 5 years.
Yes, if we are looking at 5 years, 1 year is gone for the ordinary.
Ordinary 4 years.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But what we're saying, the annuity is related to PSA. You know PSA, pensions, water. That's where you can talk about it. Because in most cases, if you are working, when they talk about this pension, they collect either at the end of the month
from your pension, contribution pension. That is a very good example of annuity. Is it clear? Good. So let's see how the formula looks like. One after.
I have a question, sir.
The other. So the first line, you are asking a question. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This same annuity plan, ordinary annuity, and annuity due. For example, if we are going to be looking at 5 years,
okay,
and somebody is paying in January, another person is paying in December. Okay. And at the end of the 5th year, if we are going to end everything in December, we are supposed to have equal amounts.
That one is not acceptable. You can't tell me that you were depositing in the bank. If you are a banker like me, if you are depositing of the year, and me and the same amount is a common arithmetic. It can't be the same. It's not possible. So the one of December will get less. The one in January will get more. So that is the theorem there. But let's see. This one is future value of ordinary annuity. We are taking it gradually. Remember our normal idea. Yes. Yes. We have to define annuity. You can't just say future value of annuity. You must tell us the one you're looking at. It's either going to be ordinary or annuity. Annuity is general. Are you following? So annuity is divided only two. One is ordinary annuity. The other one is annuity due. This one is at what? At the end of the year or month, whichever one. And the other one is at the what? Beginning. Is it clear? So I want to just say annuity. You have to look at the question. The question will not make mistakes. So either give ending or what? Beginning. You must watch out. So future value. Our formula is very clear. LV is equal to A into 1 plus R all raised to power n minus 1 all over R. We can decide. This R, denominator. It could be A over R. A over what? Into the rest. Is that okay? It's a choice. Some will want to leave it like this. Some of us will want to write A over R into the whole bracket. Anyone you like, because this one looks somehow common to so many people. But those of us who are mathematically inclined, who want to say that one is okay like that. Anyhow, because finance is all mathematics. Welcome, madam. So if you know small math, it's easy. But just work on it. As an author of mathematics for over 3 decades, not easy. So you have to work more on mathematics, important. But look at it. This is the formula, isn't it? Future value of ordinary annuity. I move. That's the formula. Don't forget. One thing about this course is that the formula is not written somewhere that you can take to exam as if it's possible. This is why you must use it regularly. Even me, it's not that I know it. Because I use it regularly, it becomes part of me. So keep on practicing. You will also know it like that. Future value, we are just writing the formula now so that we can say I look like. Future value of annuity. Annuity due at the beginning. This is why it's beginning. At the beginning. Future value. Watch you. See, I'm going to do it. My proving is not important. But what matters is the formula. But because I want to prove, watch you. Is future value equal to this same one? It will be future value of ordinary annuity. Ordinary annuity multiplied by 1 plus R. Remember, if you agree with me, that 1 will be greater by 1 year. Am I correct? And that 1 year, that's 1 plus R raised to power 1. It's just a year. The difference between ordinary and annuity is just 1 period, have it? And that 1 period is 1 plus R. So move it forward. Because this one means 100%. I hope you are aware. Increase means add 100 to it. And this one you are seeing is 100%. 100% means 100 by 1, 100 by 100, which is what? 1. Take note that when you are seeing 1 like this, it means 100%. So we are moving it forward, which is at the beginning. But this one is ordinary. So to get this future, it is this ordinary multiplied by that one period to give us the future value of annuity G. You may not involve in proving it, but we are just letting you know so that maybe that will help you to remember something. This is something like this. This is what we had before, right? We are now multiplying by what? Is that okay? And if you take your time, this is raised to power what? Final answer will be a watch. This one times this will give us 1 plus R all raised to power n plus 1 minus 1 plus R all raised to power nothing all over R. In case you don't understand that small thing, what we see here is 1 plus R all raised to power n times 1 plus R all raised to power what? This is what we call laws of indices. The base are the same as it. So the law says that 1 plus R will be n plus 1. And that's what you see at the end. And this one times one whole number, you know, it remains 1 plus R. How I prove it is not important. What is important is that these are formula for what? Future value of annuity G. But how it came, that's what I just showed you. This one, the rectangle here, this is the formula. How I arrive at this, what I just showed you. But nobody expects that from me. This is the formula. This for this one. And one thing we're going to do, like we taught you before, that if I know future value and I want to know present, I discount it. You remember the idea that if I know the present today, if my present today is 1,000 naira, to get future, I compound, have it? Compound there means multiplication. Then if I know future, like you can see on the board, is future, and I want to know present, how will I do? I'll discount. By dividing this, I'll get the present. If I want to get present value of what? I discount this, I get it. I want to know future value of annuity due. I discount this result. Isolate and get what I want. So the idea of future value, present value is still working here. And you can't forget this because even in capital budget, we're still some of these things, especially present value, ordinary annuity, solving some questions involving NPV, net present value, and so other things like that. And even the IRR, because in IRR, which is internal rate of return, you need to get net present value, both the one with positive and the one with what? Negative. We'll get there. But for now, go ahead. Look at this is what we know before. You remember this? Abi, this is the future. And I have known the word. I'm going to compound, which is multiplication. This is what we call the compounding factor for us to get to future. So we use this compounding factor, which is 1 plus R raised to power n, to multiply the present value to get what? Now, if I want to get future, this is my present. I will divide it a bit by 1 plus what? And you are aware that this F is the same thing as 1 over 1 plus R all raised to power what? This is the discounting. And that's what I'm going to use on the board. So actually go from future to what? 1 over what? 1 plus raised to power 1. Is it clear? You must understand the formula. You must know when to use it. If you don't know the formula, because nobody will help you with the formula, they can't. You must keep on practicing regularly, and it becomes part of it. So what I'm doing here is just to break it down, which most of my lecturers did not do, either because some of them are not mathematically inclined, but they know finance. But finance is mathematics. Or they don't want to do it. Who knows? They just say, go and find things. But thank God you are here. We are breaking it for you so that you know how the thing came. And by knowing how it came, you won't forget. You will remember and use it regularly. Is that okay? And one of my lectures I'm talking about, Olowe is one of them. Abbas wasn't in my time, but it's also part of them partially. So some of them will not, but Abbas is trying. But the
Hello,
Olowe one, I will just write the formula down. You have to go ahead.
Hello,
Go ahead,
sir.
I can hear you.
Okay. Good morning, sir. Thank you very much,
Morning,
sir. So please, I want to confirm what I heard, if I'm correct. So if I want to find the future value from the present value, I do a compounding kind of calculation, right?
Yes, I compound, which is multiplication. I hope you are seeing it.
Yes, sir, I can see it.
Okay, good. So you compound the present. Go ahead.
And then if I want to find the present value, I discount on the future value.
You are correct. You are correct. You are doing well.
Thank you, sir.
Can we move on? Now we are still, I don't want to clean this. Let me see. For this one, I can take it over. Okay. So I want to still make use of that. Now there's two more formulae to close that part before we start solving. Now I want to find present value of ordinary annuity. To find the present value of ordinary annuity, it must be equal to future value of what? Ordinary annuity. Ordinary annuity times the discount factor rate. I hope you know that one. Because I have to discount this future. So get the present, which is still the normal thing we have been saying in our future value of single amount and future value of the other one. So in this case, I will just say, like I said, nobody will tell you to prove it, have it? What you after is the end point, which is the final formula. But we're trying to do that so that you will understand more. So this is what we have on the board: 1 plus r, all raised to power n minus 1. This is Abi. Then with discounting, you're all aware that this will be 1 plus r agree. Inverse Abi of indices. And then that's the method I taught you of trying to, expand. This one times this, Abi. One now. I mean, I don't go like, which is 1. Thank you. Alpha, we agree, Abi? Okay. So that means it's going to be A into
No, sir,
1.
I don't understand to that point, sir.
Okay, don't worry, I will see what I will do. But look at it at this point. 1 plus r raised to power n times 1 plus r raised to the power of minus n. You understand this one?
Yes, sir.
So this one now times this. Abi?
Okay,
and I
yes,
just told you that the base are the same, Abi. And it's going to be 1 plus r all raised to power n plus minus n, Abi. And plus minus, is minus. And that will be 1 plus r raised to the power of what? And this is what?
Oh, okay.
Power 0. But remember, it's not everything raised to power 0 that is 1. There's a number. If it's raised to power 0, it cannot be 1. You know the number? No. It's 0. 0 raised to power 0 is not 1. It's undefined. It has no value. Would you leave it like that? But apart from that, any other thing, raised to power 0. So that's how we got 1. Then this 1 times this, it's going to remain 1 plus r all raised to power what we have of it. This one is still intact, and this is our final word. So this is the real formula. Present value. Is that okay? This one is present value, ordinary word. Don't forget this formula. It will be relevant for us. This particular formula. See that this one inside. You know, this one inside. Not this arrow. This one inside is what we call present value, ordinary annuity. Yes, discounting factor. This one. We use it to do some runs when it comes to cash flow stuff. But when we get there, we'll talk about it. So anyhow, we say use present value, ordinary annuity. You know what we're talking about. We'll use it. But for now, it's for us to calculate. Now the last one, which is still the same. This one is present value. Just like we did, we had present value of ordinary annuity. We discounted the future to get the present. The same thing here. Present value of annuity due. We'll discount it and get what we want. Is that okay? So we have here present value of annuity due. Present value of annuity due. Present value of annuity due. So for us to get the present value, it must be future value of annuity due times the discounting factor of it, as usual. So that same process, this is what we have here down, A into 1 plus r all raised to the power of n minus 1 plus 1, then minus 1 plus r all raised to power 1 there, all over r, times 1 plus r all raised to the power of minus n, which we know very well. That one is no more a problem.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay, go ahead. Nobody will tell you to prove it in examination, but application is very important. It's only application. Okay, we have here our present value. This one that has minus n, we'll multiply this. It's going to remove this n. And remember 1 of it. So it's going to be A, 1 plus what? R, which you know is just 1. Abi? Then the other one, the only one has 1 on top. Let's just show you the two. 1 plus R, all raised to power what? Times 1 plus R, all raised to power minus what? You know it's the same thing as 1 plus R, all raised to power 1 plus minus n, Abi? And this will give us 1 plus r all raised to power 1 minus n. Abi? I don't want to do something. You may see some lecturers like us, they want to change that place. See how they will change it so that you won't think they are doing a different thing. Watch it. This is minus n plus 1. Okay, no problem. I see what I feel. You will see some formula like that. If you have to check over, you put minus there. Bracket n minus n. What does that mean? This times this is giving us this, right? The minus is what plus. So that means this is still the same thing as this. But let's put it the way you see it in most of your texts, that you will find minus into n minus 1. So this is still the same thing. So let's put it. So it's going to be minus. It's going to be minus 1 plus r, or into power minus into n minus 1. And we'll have this all over r. So that's our formula. Is it clear? If I use this, there's nothing wrong. But I don't want it to be like what you see in your lecturer says. So let's do like that. Okay? If you check, for instance, if you check or lower test, or you check about test, you see that man. But like I say, if it's me that I'm stopping, I will use this. I'll go for the video is better. But I've just given you, it is not left for you to either replace that with this or the, but it's still the same thing. I'm only trying to, because when you now go to class now, you are not seeing that one on top. You will not be confused. If I didn't show you now, but I did not show you this, and you see this, and now see the one they gave you, probably, like this man, you're not going to say, Martin.
Please, he's muted. We cannot hear him.
So we have seen the 4 formulae that will help us analyze annuity and then apply it in loan amortization and thinking fund. Yes. They gave you, all they say you should calculate it, or you should show the schedule. That's why you show the schedule. Okay. If time permits, fine. No. This one is just calculation. That one is application of annuity. No worry. Won't worry. It's already solved. It's just, if the time permits, fine. If it doesn't permit, we'll give you the solution. We'll go and look for it. It's already solved. It's still in my YouTube channel, yeah? But or anyhow, if we finish it, fine. If we do not, we'll tell you go and look at it. It's the same thing. So are we ready? We'll take a question. Are you through with the book? Can I get everything? Can I? Everything. Those of us online, are you through?
Yes, I am.
So I can clean the board now, really?
Yes, you can, sir.
Hello, sir, please, before you clean.
Okay.
Hello, sir. Please, we lost
I
you.
can hear you back.
I didn't hear you for a while. The DR
Okay.
you have put on the last formula, what's the meaning of that DR on the last formula you just wrote? The DR up.
Yeah, this one.
Yes, sir. The DR just on top of it.
It's not zero. I don't know whether this is PV.
No, there's a DR in between that formula and the next one.
That's or.
Okay, so this one is not the okay, it's a bracket. It's a bracket covering one whole number. Is it clear?
Okay, sir.
So it's minus into n minus 1. Or you use the second formula, 1 minus n.
Okay.
Good. Any of the two. will do the magic.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so let's take a question. A is annuity. Annuity. That one is common. Every other thing. But remember, one more thing to remind you of. Our idea of compounding daily, monthly, weekly hasn't changed. You, if the question says we should compound quarterly, all this R you are seeing, we divide this R by 4. If there's something on top, we'll put it. Are you following? Because what you are seeing here is just 1. I mean, we multiply by it. Yeah, we'll also multiply the result by it. Are you following? So if it's compound like this one, like this N, I mean, multiply by what is in the power. Here, the power here is what? 1 minus what? We multiply by the power. As we have been doing our normal compound, whether it's in our question or not, as far as they have mentioned, it should be compounded weekly or daily. Our idea of what we did in future value and present value of compound, even as we go into other subtopics or topics, and you have something to do with quarterly or what have you, that original idea. We have it in mind, you know how to handle that. So let's take this question. I'll write it on the board. So I'm going to use this for 2 purposes. One will be end, one will be what? Beginning. I can claim this. I want to write it so everybody can see it, and we'll use it 2 times. The question says, the first question for today, suppose you wish to determine the future value of a series of deposit of, let's say, 2,000 naira deposited each year. Deposited each year in a bank. For 5 years. In a bank for 5 years. If the bank pays, if the bank pays 5% interest on the balance, 5% interest on the balance in the account. At the end of each year. At the end of each year, what is the balance? What is the balance in the account of the end of the 5 years? So what you are seeing on the board, there is end here, abi? Equal deposit is 2,000, abi? For 5 years. But this one is paid at the end. So which formula do we use? First, abi? First formula, abi? And we know it's annuity because of series of deposits. So there is no time that this year they deposit 2,000, next year 5,000. No, it's a series of deposits. No adjustment. The deposit is equal. Now we are going to use the same question. It's going to be 1A and 1B. That's how I have to write on the board. That place, by the time we're going to solve the second one, we'll just tell you to change from what? And to what? This one to what? But first of all, we're solving this as one so that we don't waste time recopying questions over and over. So, I have not, Mary. You did that. This is the old one. Okay. Maybe you did the first one. And this is old. It's not new yet. The new one is that number one. Well, here, our formula that we all know. Yes, we are using ordinary annuity. Abi, what is the future value? Equals to A. Do they remember? Somebody help me now, call her. Oh, nobody's helping. Only me. I am. Is it clear? That's the formula, Abi? So, and this formula does not say compounding quarterly. It's always yearly in this case, Abi? Now, our A is what? A is how much? Good. Our R is what? Everything is sorted out.
5%. 5%.
Any question? Who is not clear? Number of years, N is what?
N is 5 years.
Online, yeah, talking, I can hear them. Online, how
N
far?
is 5
Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, I can see you repeating that after me. Okay, now good. So the problem now is just 2,000 into 5% is 0.05, Abi. Number of years is 5 minus 1 all over 0.05. Is our calculator that will now do the rest, Abi? There's nothing difficult there. This is 1.05 all raised to the power of 5 minus 1 into 0.05. The future value of this amount after 5 years. Somebody press your calculator this way. 1.05 raised to the power of 5 minus 1 divided by 0.05. Let us know what it is so that we can carry everybody along. Make sure you are pressing the calculator.
Sir,
Very
please, how do I
important.
raise it to power 5?
5 years now, Abi.
Yeah, yes, I'm on the calculator. On the calculator, where will I see raise to power 5?
You know, the calculator has something like x raised to power y, Abi.
X raised to
Or y
power.
raised to power, anyway, it depends. You have something like that, Abi. So you just press 1.05. You now press that sign, either y raised to power x or x raised to power y. Press it and then press 5. Get the answer first.
Okay,
Get
sir.
answer first. Press the first sign first. Then minus one whole number.
Okay, sir.
Probably you get answer first. I don't know how your calculator works. Divide by 0.05. You have not gotten it. On our calculator, no good. Have you battery don't stay low? Maybe this one. It's okay. It's power. Power. It's okay. Oh, yeah, now bring it out. Press equal sign. Minus 1. Minus 1. Divided by, okay, they come. I moment. Minus 1. Answer. Divide by 0.25. Put divide 0.25. Answer. Another answer, I won't put that place. Oh, yeah, so I've gotten the answer just in time 2,000. Let's see. Whether, so that I want to make sure we get the same thing. 11061, Abi. 051 point. Is it correct? We're all on the same page. Those of us online, are you doing well? I want to make sure we're getting 11,051, Abi. 26 cover. Is that what they are saying? Good. You know, I don't want if we put something in this bracket, we will make it 4 decimal. Some may make it 5. So that we'll be on the same page. Whatsoever you got there, multiply by what? 2,000. And we arrive at this. So just press your calculator the way we are saying. 1.05 raised to power 5. You get result. Minus 1. You get result. Divide by 0.05. We'll get a result. Multiply by 2,000. We'll get the final result. Is it clear? If I'm asked to change this question, like we are changing it, we are turning this question to number 2 now, Number what? Let's make it like that. This is number 1, Abi. Number 2, you will copy this, Abi. This same question on the boys are number 2. But this time around, this place we put end will be what? Beginning. This place is so end will be what? Beginning. I hope that's all. Is it clear? That means we are now in number 2. Our number 2 has stayed from end to what? So that we don't need to write everything all over. So our number 2 question is talking about beginning. Watch you, see what I will do. If it's objective question, I don't need to waste my time writing the formula again. Somebody help me. This is our result, have you? Multiply this result by 1.05. What do you have? Multiply this result by 1.05. What do you have? Is that? You have the answer. Write it down somewhere. Let's see whether we'll get it. We'll move. Number 2 now. No, 1.05. That shows the 1 year. Is that? 1 plus R. 1 plus R. That's all. To add one more period to it. Because it's future. Annuity due. If it's objective now, somebody will still write the formula back again. Are you following now? So you don't need to write the formula loop again and say time is not enough for the objective question. So, but let's see with the formula, let's see whether it's going to be the same. The question was 1 plus R, n plus 1, Abi, minus 1 plus R over what? I hope this is the formula. Cross check. Is that? This one is annuity due, Abi. This one is annuity due. And that's our question 2. Talking about beginning. So we'll go through that same process. This is 2,000 naira, Abi, into 1, 0.5. It's assuming that. We're not assuming, no. As nothing we're assuming here, right? Better. Better. I think an assumption is up. You know, they assume here. When you get the result, minus, wait. Look at me. Look at what I want to do. Notice 0.5. How many times? This one is. But let's just take it in so that it doesn't confuse us. 1.05 raised to power 6 minus 1.05. 0.05 raised to power 6 to get result, have it? Minus 1.05 to get result. Divide by this, multiply by this. We'll get this. Answer? 11,603.83. Is it clear now? So that means if we use that first method, or just multiply by 1.05, we'll get the same thing. This one, multiply by 1.05, we'll get the same thing as this. Assuming you can do this in objective. And the question is to find the word at the annuity due, have it? I have already found ordinary annuity. Why writing the formula all over when you can just multiply by 1 plus r? Okay, yes. If you have also found annuity due, you divide by 1 plus r. So sometimes what is it called? Discount. So you can up that, yes, divide. So move from beginning to what? End. Now to move from end to beginning, we multiply. So move from beginning to end, we divide by 1 plus r. This you know that the formula has, you have n plus 1. That's how the formula goes. Is it clear? All we're doing is have to use the formula.
Sorry, sir.
Yes, Alpha.
Yes, I had a connection issue when you were using the calculator. So I was a bit lost how you calculated it using the scientific calculator.
Okay, which
Can
one?
you?
The first one or second?
The first one.
Okay, the first one, press your calculator like this. 1.05. Are you there?
Yes.
Raised to power 5. You get a result. 6 minus 1. You get a result. Divide by 0.05. You get a result. Use that result to multiply the 2,000 outside the bracket. And that will give you what is on the board. Is it clear? Those of you online? And those of us physically present here, I hope you are doing well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. Any question? So. Yes. If it's quarterly, yes, that would make our R. We divide by 4, multiply by the power. The point that this one now, this R now, that 0.5, I'll divide it by 4. I'll multiply the whole of this by 4, because 24. Power 24. So that's what we'll do when it's compounding quarterly, monthly. If it's continuous, there's a formula now. E, I've given them a case. But not this one. You can't have continuous in annuity stuff. We only have present in perpetuity, which is like continuous. But that one, the formula is very direct. That one is just annuity over R. That's present value in perpetuity is annuity A over what? R. In perpetuity. So that's for this one. But now we're talking about is we were saying something. So that's how to handle that. Yes, just rate alone and the power, which is the number of years. Even if the number of years was 1, you multiply by 1, 4 times 1 or 3 times 1 or 2 times 1. Yes, they will calculate the interest once a year. So that one is so direct. Are we clear? Continue. Okay, for future value. Okay, future value of ordinary of a single amount.
Sorry,
Single. That is not continuous. This be present value. E raised to power Rn. That is an exponent which is 2.7183. Is that okay? No, 2 years, 24 months is 2 years. Divide 24 by 12. It's 2 years. It's still the same thing. They just want to see how you think, how you calculate. 2 years. No, you will use 24. So yes, except if you can say 6 months.
Please, guys, don't like, you're not muted, please mute.
6 over 12. half. Should not be raised by half. Is it clear? Another question, can we move? Or there's still more? Okay, let's take another question, which will also do A and B, or 1 and 2. So this one is number 1, this is number 2. I'm going to take number 3. That 3 also will do it into beginning and word. But this time around, we're looking at present word. Let me dictate this one so that to be a little bit faster, or it's not long. Question 3. Question 3. We have finished 2. I hope you understand. Now we're going to 3. That 3 will lead to 4. You understand? Beginning and word. So, but let's say number 3. Those of us online, what is it?
Can you hear me,
Go
sir?
ahead. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go
How did we
ahead,
get that?
Which one?
The 6. How did we get it?
6. Is it question 2 or 1? Which one are you referring to?
So she's
Question
talking about
2.
question. She's talking about question 2, but I have to explain.
Question
2.
Hello? Question 2. How I got
Question
this
2.
one? Okay,
Yes.
question 2 is the formula. Are you seeing the formula?
Yes.
Good. This is n plus 1. Number one, we are still using the same question, but that's talking about beginning. N is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. 1 plus 0.5 over this times 2000. The same question, but this is beginning. So you press your calculator, 1.05 raised to power 6. You get result, minus 1.05. You get result. Divide by 0.05. You get a result. And multiply by the 2000 outside the bracket. That's how we got the level 603.83.
Thank
Is
you,
it
sir.
clear? So
Yes,
can you
sir.
take the
Thank you,
question
sir.
number 3 now? Very short. Question
Okay,
3.
sir.
Consider. Question number 3. Consider. You know what I'm saying? You should write or copy. As you're using your hand to write, you are equally present. Want to give your assignment, we can send it to your group. But when you're using your hand to write, you are equally ready. It will be flowing from your hand, from head to hand, and it will be going like that. That's how to learn. Okay. Question 3. Consider a five payment annuity. A 5 payment annuity with payment of 5,000 naira, with payment of 5,000 naira at the end of each, with payment of 5,000 naira at the end of each of the next 5 years, with payment of 5,000 naira at the end of each of the next 5 years. Full stop. At the end of each of the next 5 years. Full stop. If at the end of each of the next 5 years, full stop. If the appropriate discount, rate, is 4%, appropriate discount rate is 4%, comma, what is the present value? What is the present value of this annuity? Present value of this annuity. That means we also look at present value of annuity due. This one is ordinary annuity, I mean. If it is ordinary, because I mentioned at the end. So don't forget, you read the question very well. You still remember our formula? Present value of ordinary annuity. You can read that to me. Question number 3. Present value should be A or B. What day A or B? Minus 1 plus R. Is there a minus N? Okay. There's no minus N there. Sure? Please. Look at your notes and use the right formula. Present value of ordinary annuity. 9 begins.
Yes, there's minus N there, sir. There's a minus N there.
There's minus, so don't forget this minus. This small thing means that you never do well. Is it clear now? Because it's not just solving an exam, getting the right formula. This formula alone, you remember, is math. That you remember the right formula is math. Or if you remember the wrong formula, everything is too bad. It's even better to remember the right formula and you don't even know how to solve and go. They will still do something. Maybe time was not enough. But writing wrong formula, there's no story about that. So our A is 5,000. 1 into 1 plus 4% of it minus, is it 5 years? All over 0.04. Any question? It's a simple nomenclature to remember. You just have, R, A is the annuity, and they are paying it in 5 years. The present value is now. We want to look at the now value, what it is. And calculator can help us. Your calculator can do everything without much stress if you know how to use it very well. And you must know how to use it. There's nothing like I don't know how to use it. This is a professional exam. I hope you know. MBA is professional master's degree. It's not academic master's degree. I may not use MBA to do PhD. I hope you know. They tell you now. I hope you understand. MBA shall not rest. You cannot use is MS used to apply for PhD. So in case you don't know. Now just they tell you that makes you know. But I know you know go to the rush to say, when I finish that, no, you must do MS to do a PhD. But that's academic. This one is for business. You want to move forward as executive. So take note. You can't eat your cake. You can't do the choice. Do one and later go and do the other if you want to continue in academic like us. Okay, we move. Here's 5,000. Somebody help us. Okay, I don't even need to bother. Oh yeah, you press like this. This time around. 1. Watch. Your calculator should do that. 1 minus bracket 1.04 raised to power minus what? 5. Answer. When you get answer, you now divide by 0.04. Give you minus. How? They give you minus. Get it. I will give you minus. This one big group. The one is bigger than whatsoever that will come out here. Believe it. Is it bigger? No, they say we should find present value. They didn't say future. So you must look at the question, irrespective of whatsoever is your idea. Present value. You remember the form. Sure? Go ahead. So leave it like this. No, they will give you marks now, but it's just that you didn't reach end now. Let me go find the rest. Okay. Nobody has gotten the answer. 22,259.10 comma. Is it 11 comma? Is it correct? Is there a minus coming at the time? Which is the minus coming? You have to follow. You have to close it now. If you don't close it, not right. I've told you what to do. Raise to pi. You must do like that to get the right answer. So 22,000. 2, I mean 25911 couple. Is that okay? So these are our present what value. This is number 4 now. We are talking about present value of what? Ask question. Ask. The calculator. I don't know. I mean the battery don't they low. This is what you should do. You press 1 minus bracket 1.04 bracket raised to power minus 5 to get result. Divide by 0.04 to get result. Multiply by this 5 times. You must get. Check it out, because we're in the class. If you get it now, it's better. Present value of. Have you done it? Is it correct now? It's correct. Alpha. The practicing it, you must practice and know it so that you'll be happy. You know, one thing about the exam is that when you solve and you know it, you'll be happy. Am I correct? When you go to exam, except you want to deceive people, immediately you leave the exam hall, you will know whether you pass or you fail. There's no story. Maybe you just finish the exam, stop, you submit. You already know that this one, I kill it. Have you? No. Honestly, you go to exam and you write it very well. That is the time whereby you write very well and you know you're supposed to pass and they give you one. That is the time you call your paper. You will be so confident that I called my paper because I knew what I have written and they will agree with you. And then whereby I'm not sure, you say, no, listen, God did. You could be, but if you did very well, and I give you something that does not give you any better thing, maybe E, you have right. No, I want more than G because I wrote the question very. But, which one? Okay. Yes, this one now. You know, this one we can multiply. We can also do that. Yes, because this one will be more. But let me find out. It should be 1.04. It should be. Check it out whether let's confirm whether it's in. Present value A. So what's our result? 1 plus R, Abi. Is it correct? Annuity now. 1 plus R again. 1 minus R or minus N, Abi? No, use the one we will write that time. We should use minus this one. Is this one okay? Anyone you like use. So we should use this one. Use anyone you like because at least I've given you the 2, Abi. Is it the formula? Don't worry, we'll use the 2 so that you see the same thing. Like now, N here is 5 years. Watch, 5 years, Abi. 5 minus 1, you know it's 4. It will give us minus 4. The other one is 1 minus N. 1 minus 5 is also minus 4. I think N is 5 years. 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 times minus 4. So even the other one that is 1 minus N, it's still the same thing, 1 minus 5. So anyone you like, you'll get the same result. So let's move. This is just 5,000 into 1, 0.04. That's not waste time. You all know it. 1.04 minus 1.04. This is a minus 4. Okay. Don't worry. This is 5, minus 1, Abby. You agree with that one? Oh, yeah, I know, no problem. One matter is that you're on the. We don't want to assume. So this one can also be interpreted back like this. Present value is 5,000 into 1.04 minus 1.04 all raised to power minus 4. Is it correct? Those of us online, are you following? So time to calculate again.
Yes, sir.
Press your calculator as usual. 1.04
We
minus.
still there, sir. We still there, sir.
Good. Minus bracket open 1.04 raised to the power of minus 4. You get a result. Divide by 0.04. Is that okay? 0.04. You have this and multiply by 5,000. I believe our result will come out. What do we have? Minus 4. 4% now. Formula. How's minus? N minus 1. N is 5, I do. Bracket first. 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 times minus. There is minus 4, I do. Is it clear? Are you sure? No, you know, rate is 0.4%. Rate is 4%, which is 0.04. Plus one whole number now. Are they? So that's what we also did here. This plus this. Is it clear? So what is the result? Somebody?
23,149.48.
23,149.48. Somebody?
Yes.
Is it the same thing we all said? So anyhow, you get the result like that. Is it clear? Annuity. We have finished. Present value of ordinary annuity. Present value of annuity due. Future value of ordinary annuity. Future value of annuity due. Is it okay? Good. So copy. Let's quickly do some application to close that part. That part they gave was loan, Abby. Was it loan amortization? Was it loan? Is it loan? You'll be able to solve it now. Don't worry. Yes, we can do subject or formula. Anything can come up. In this next question, I will do that kind of thing. We'll begin to find A or what I do. But let's see how it works.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. So, sir, if we are trying to find the present value for annuity due, right? We compound it by the one we saw by 1.04 to get the value, just to make it shorter. But if we need to discount it, what do we do? If we have
you don't need to bother yourself.
Okay.
What is important here is that you are aware that people know we are looking for future. We compound present to get future. No, I'm not solving. Don't worry. This is loan amortization. Is it loan or this thinking fund? Don't worry. What is it? It's thinking. I've seen the diagram. Look at that. It's thinking fund, Abby. If you have to solve it, I'll tell you what to do. You use this. You use value, ordinary and to solve that. Formula, future value. But the thinking fund has been given, that's the future. They're looking for a thinking fund. That one is thinking fund. The formula to use in solving it is future value, ordinary annuity. The future value is the money they told you there about thinking fund. You are looking for a, they are giving you rate, they are giving you number of years. Future value is that question. So you are going to do changing subject of formula and solve that out for you. By the time I solve this one with me, you'll be able, but if time permits to do it, but it doesn't, you can try it. We have given you the formula. Are we there? But I will still give you the idea of how to go further so that you can see the solution totally. Okay, let's take this one, loan amortization. So the topic now is application. Application of annuity. First one, loan amortization. Second one is that one, thinking fund. And that's all. Loan amortization. Those of us online, I hope you are hearing me. Loan amortization.
Yes, sir.
The topic now is application of annuity. The topic is loan amortization. No. We'll give you notes on loan amortization. But I said our subtopic now is application of annuity. That one, the cross line. All right, don't worry. All right. We are moving into application. Application of annuity. Application of annuity. The first one we're looking at is called loan amortization. Some we put that, whichever one they like. In a simple language before we move further. When we say loan amortization, we have collected loan. We want to be paying it more. And the amortization. When you offset the loan and the amortization. But let's just write this small thing. Loan amortization. A small note on that. If an amount, loan amortization, definition of those of us online, I hope you are following. Loan amortization.
Yes, sir.
I define if an amount is loaned, e.g., if an amount is loaned and then repaid in installment. If an amount is loaned and then repaid in installment, we say that the loan is amortized. The loan is amortized. A-M-O-T-I-Z-E. The loan is what? Amortized. Full stop. Therefore, loan amortization, loan amortization is a process. Loan amortization is a process of calculating the loan payment calculate the loan payment that amortize the loan amount. The loan payment that amortize the loan amount. Full stop. That's what I mean by loan amortization. This is Premium Publishers. That's the name of my company. It's also the name of my YouTube channel. If you go to this channel, you will see loan amortization. I saw from A to the end, and even the schedule of loan. You will also see sinking fund. You can go there, but let's see what we can do before we go. Or just go there. The topic is not much. Then if you go there, you don't understand, ask what question. But let's see, we have given you a definition. We'll take a question and see how to handle this. Hello?
Excuse me, sir. Can you hear me? Yes, I can.
Yes.
You said, therefore, loan amortization is a process of calculating the loan process. I didn't get the last part, please.
Okay, you didn't get that one? Okay, I'll take it again.
Yes.
Can I help her?
Oh.
Yes, you can.
Okay, you want to help her?
Okay, therefore, loan amortization is the process of calculating the loan payment that amortizes the loan amount.
Good, you are correct. You are a good student. Okay, so just go there, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You will see me there explain one or two things and other topics that we have done when you were not around. On that note, let's take this question. That should be number 5, right?
Thank you. Thank you.
I have number 5 question for today. So, I did it. All right. Consider question 5. Consider a loan. Question 5. Consider a loan of 5,000 naira. Consider a loan of 5,000 naira. Full stop. If the loan is repaid, in 4 annual installments, if the loan is repaid in 4 annual installments, bracket open, at the end of each year, bracket close, and the interest rate is 6% per year, and the interest rate is 6% per year. I take it again. Consider a loan of 5,000. If the loan is repaid in 4 annual installments, bracket open, at the end of each year, bracket close, and the interest rate is 6% per annum, full stop. Calculate the amount of each installment. Calculate the amount of each installment and show the loan amortization schedule and show the loan amortization schedule. Full stop. We'll calculate and get what we'll be paying every year. Now we should show it so that we'll now see how the thing comes to an end. Calculate the amount of each installment and show loan amortization schedule. Is that okay? Let's see how we can start. Sometimes they may not tell you to show the schedule in examination. They'll just tell you to calculate and they stop. But they say you should also learn how to do that. But one thing is clear. Loan, we're talking about present. Am I correct? The loan is present value. Sinking fund is future. What sinking fund is really all about is you want to save for future so that you can replace an asset or do something with money. So that one is future. But this one is loan, is now. That's present. And there is ordinary annuity. You saw end there, that makes it ordinary annuity. So we're talking about present value of ordinary annuity, which you all know as 1 minus 1 plus r, all raised to the power of minus n. Out there, don't forget, this is the annuity formula that is used to talk about loan amortization. The future value of this, notice I have future value, future value. That's the one used for sinking funds. You mustn't mix them together. Are you following? This formula is for you to calculate loan amortization. How much we are going to pay yearly. We'll check that out, but in most cases, you want to pay back loan. You don't pay back at the beginning. You always pay back loan at the end. Unless they don't chop the left, I don't know. But when you collect loan, when year end, you pay. You won't collect loan and start paying at the beginning. No. Right.
So, sir, I want to get some.
I'll put it down. This one, no, let's not confuse. So let me just do this one first.
Sir.
This loan amortization formula. This is annuity formula, present value. To be applied in loan what? Is this settled?
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So whether it's ordinary annuity or whether it is ordinary annuity or annuity due, we are supposed to use present formula to present value to solve the loan amortization.
You only pay back loan at the end, Abi. Because you pay back loan at the end, present value ordinary annuity will be the formula to use. There's no way you pay back loan at the beginning. I never see who they pay that kind of money. So loan amortization will only be this formula. I follow it. But if you borrow from MTN, common small money, you won't borrow and start the pay instantly. If you don't use that, later you will come pay. Which is after usage, Abi.
And they borrow the pay instantly.
In fact,
So are we saying that examiners are not?
there is nothing like beginning for loan. Anything loan amortization. This is annuity application for it. To pay. Even that same, not that. We collect now. It will be the end of the day. All we know is that they can't collect back loan at the beginning. I never use that at the pay. I don't know. Except say such people will go run away from them, not go collect loan. So we're looking. The loan is the present value. Present value. Now, the loan is now. We're looking for how much you are going to be paying is 8. This is 1. How many is there? 6%, Abi? 0 point. That's not what we all know that, Abi. Abi? How many years? 5, Abi? 3, 5.
5 years.
Years, Abi? All over 0.2. Okay, 4. Any question? Is it clear? You know, the problem is not the formula. For you to know which one to use. Loan amortization, this is the formula. And 4 installments. And the 4 years now. And the 4 years, have it? Okay. So without wasting much of our time, this is 5,000. I hope they are calculating. This one we have to show figures. Check whether our figure is empty with my own. Check whether this is what you get. So what you do is one whole number minus bracket open and close, raised to power -4 result divided by 0.06. I try to make the thing to be in 4 decimal places, have it? So leave your own in 4 decimal places. After the point, the start comes 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 is okay. We can't take all because we're looking for 8. No, that's what we're looking for. We're not just calculating present value. We know the present value already. Have you gotten it? Are you all aware? Is it correct? Have you got? I never reached there. I may not reach there. It's just to press calculator. You know, like I told you, I've already done that. It's also in that YouTube channel. So that's why I can easily just write it down. But let's confirm. Are we waiting? Yes. On my end.
For the sake of maybe after we finish and we cannot spend some time so that
Not to be. Not to be. I have to be at my passport 70.
Okay. No,
they are fine. No, they are fine. They are fine. Except if they are just coming in now.
Okay.
But if they started, as I've explained those things, I believe for this annuity, they should be fine. Anybody that's not fine with the annuity? What's your own? No, that's fine over there. Is it correct? You know, book, not small. Is it clear? Yes. Differently. With this one, I know the coefficient of A is this. Coefficient of A is this. This one that has A will go down. Is that okay? I do not understand that kind of small math. See, but 2x equals to 4. Coefficient of x is 2. So x will be 4 over what? Even if it is 2x equals to 1, normally it's a 1 small. It will also be 1 over what? No. Present value. No, be that. What are they depend? We are applying load. Our load in that question is our present value is given. It's not like we are doing present value. We can't carry 5,000 put here. No. This one, the present value is given. We are looking for annuity. This is what they will be paying every year for 4 years in the loan schedule for us to offset the whole 5,000. No, you must calculate it. So, like I said, they may not tell you to do the schedule, but you must calculate that this is the amount we'll be paying back to the bank every year for 4 years. Then our loan will be offset. That is the loan amortization. Is it clear? Any question? That is the loan amortization. So what I want to do, because loan amortization is a lengthy something, I will just push that table to another time. But let's also quickly look at thinking fund. So I also calculate that one. We'll push all those schedules to next time because that one will involve you asking so many questions, which we may not accommodate now. But at least you have seen how to use the formula. So let's take the second one. No, this is loan amortization. It's not same question, but different question. So right now, thinking fund. This is the first application. The last application is thinking. Thinking fund. So that anytime you see thinking fund, you know what to do. So those are the two applications of annuity, which your scheme of work actually talks about. We have done everything. All ready? Like I said, it's still in the YouTube channel, but let's take it again. Thinking fund. Thinking fund is, those of us online, I hope you are following. Thinking fund is a fund set aside. Thinking fund is a fund set aside by a firm To replace. To replace. Outdated. Outdated. Non-current assets. You know, when you're doing accounting, they say it's non-current assets. We know it's still a fixed asset. I hope you're following. That is why you are doing an annual report according to IFRS. But we say outdated non-current assets. Or to solve, S-O-L-V, or to solve other obligations in future. Remember, it's to replace outdated non-current assets or to solve other obligations in future. Because an organization is only assets as the problem. There could be other things they want to do, either expansion of the company, and they want to save towards that, so that when that time comes, they will execute the plan in future. Full stop. Continue. For a company to achieve these objectives, for a company to achieve these objectives, comma, they, that is the company, deposit, they, I mean the company, deposit an equal amount, deposit an equal amount yearly, monthly, or quarterly, yearly, monthly, or quarterly, in an investment fund, in an investment fund. Deposit an equal amount yearly, monthly, quarterly, in an investment fund that pays X%. You know what I'm by X%? Can be any amount. X% interest. X% interest in order to receive, in order to receive a lump sum, plenty money, lump sum or single amount, lump sum in the future to finance their obligation. Is the grammar clear?
Sorry, sir, I want to just ask. Sir,
go ahead.
It's just different from what we're saying. Depreciation and sinking fund, they are different, Abi.
No, depreciation is different. It's just like assets that are depreciated in an organization will go into outdated. When they are depreciated, they will be old. Are they? And they are old as a result of usage, or they are no more fit. As a result, the company will save towards it to buy a new one. So depreciation is just decrease in the value of an asset. Where and here, that's the difference in account. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. Let's take this question. Continue. Okay. Question 6, Abby. The last one for today. 6. Premium Publishers PLC. That's how I put the question. At the name of my company. But I never do PLC. Premium Publishers PLC required. Premium Publishers PLC required $5,000. This one is $1. $5,000 to replace $5,000 to replace each non-current asset. Each non-current asset in 4 years' time. Each non-current asset in 4 years' time. Full stop. In pursuance of this aim, the firm agreed to set aside, the firm agreed to set aside an equal amount per annum, an equal amount per annum out of its profit. To set aside an equal amount per annum out of its profit. Full stop. The amount set aside will be invested. The amount set aside will be invested at 10% interest per annum. 10% interest per annum. Full stop. The amount set aside invested at 10% interest per annum. Full stop. Calculate. That should be set aside, calculate the amount that should be set aside annually and show the sinking fund schedule. Sinking fund schedule. Are we there? Is it clear?
Sorry, sir. You said calculate the amount that should be set aside annually.
Yes, calculate the amount that should be set aside annually and show the sinking fund schedule. The annually is A, Nabe, our annuity, Nabe. Remember, this is talking about future. If you check the question, it was future. And that's that future is concerned, Nabe. This A, I know it's at the end of the year. End, Nabe. So future value of ordinary annuity 1 plus R into N minus 1 all over what? Is it clear? That one is for loan amortization. This one is for sinking fund. So this is the annuity we use in applying loan amortization and sinking fund approach. So without wasting much of our time, the future is given away. This is the future, $5,000. We're looking for how much we are going to be keeping every year to achieve this 5,000. And so the interest is what? 10%, Abby. That is 1.1. I agree. 10% is 0.1. So 1 plus 0.1, you know it's 1.1. Number of years is 4 minus 1 all over 0.1, Abby. This is just 5,000. This is our A, as usual. 1.1 raised to power 4 minus 1 divided by 0.1 should give us 4.641. We can leave it at 3 decimal for now. We'll show it. So here will be 5,000 like we did before, or you are seeing now, equal to what? The coefficient of A is this, Abby. Divisible side by the coefficient. This one will go down, Abby, because this one has the alphabet. It's always down. The one that has the alphabet will always be our denominator. We'll have it like this. Okay. Somebody dividing for us who has done that? We should have $1.77.35. Is it correct? Good. We'll have it like this. Any questions? Now, we have gotten the sinking fund. This is the amount we are going to put in the bank that pays 10% every year for us to realize $5 to be able to achieve our objective. So, like I said, when we meet again by grace, we'll look at we have finished everything. It's just the loan schedule, which is a bit too hard to get column this, column that, and a lot of questions will come up. So based on that, we'll just leave it at that point. Before we start a new topic, we must do that schedule and probably do a general touching here and there. Those of us online, any questions?
No, sir.
Questions?
No, sir.
Good. On that note, what we have just done here is called mathematics of finance.
Sorry,
we
sir.
Look at future value of money, present value of money. Like I told them, well, I can hear you. What is it?
Okay, please, I want to ask a question. I need to confirm that for both loan amortization and the sinking funds, they are both calculated using ordinary annuity, though in future value
one is future and present.
Okay,
good,
I just wanted to confirm that. Thank you very much.
We can't do beginning. Now, in summary, what we have just done is called mathematics of finance. To show you a scheme of work, you see the overview of finance, you see mathematics of finance. In that mathematics of finance, we have future value of single amount and present value of what? Single amount. For those who are just sitting now, there's the formula, present value, 1 plus R raised to power 2. Let's just explain that according to our director. Look at it. So future value is equal to present and what this. Now this one you are seeing here, this alone is called the compounding. Compounding what? Factor. Don't mind this grammar, multiplying something. This time this compounding means you're multiplying. Is that okay? So if I know present, if I know present and I want to get future, I'll multiply this present by the compounding word factor, which is always 1 plus R. R is interest rate, have it? One whole number means 100 and 100, which is 100%, which is 1. So you add, N is the number of years, 4 years, 5 years, and so on. Now with this formula, so many things can occur. I can find present value, have it? By discounting it, have it? And get present, have it? Because this is coefficient. Now, and this present, you are seeing, I said discounting means you are dividing. That means you are dividing the future. That is discount to get what? Present. That's all. But remember, this is single amount. You pay 20,000. You want to know what it should be in future. That's what this is all about. And this one you are seeing here, are you seeing this one? This one is future value. This one is also called continuous compounding. You could be asked to find the future value of money when the present is given. What it should be continuously. The formula is P for present value. E, that's exponent. Formula, 2 points. Then rate, you know, R. N, so that's the formula. And here as well, can also change it. Future rate over what? ERN or future E raised to power minus N. Is that okay? You know, this is inverse to have a negative. So you either use this or use it. So all this, they is to find future value of money when the present is known. Find present value of money when the future is what knows. So if I know present, I will compound to get future. If I know future, I will discount to get present. Is that okay? And this is our formula. Any of them, you could look for anyone. You could be asked to find future, or asked to find present, or asked to find R, or asked to find N. It's a matter of changing subject or form. That was the future value of money and present value of single amount we give. But this other one is called annuity. Annuity simply means it's no more single. but it's an amount you are paying regularly. But it must be equal amount. Equal what? I paid 10,000 this year, next year 10,000, and then year 10,000. I won't change. So when you make series of equal payments or series of equal receipts, that's what we call annuity. It's still under mathematics of what? Finance. Is that okay? When they say you should compound yearly, that's over 1, which doesn't have a problem. But compound quarterly, that's 4 times a year. It is this our ratio, our rate, that will divide by 4 and multiply this n by 4. If it's monthly, you divide only R, nothing concern 1, only R. You slice R by 12 and multiply the number of years. That's the power of that 1 plus R by that 12. But if they didn't say quarterly, they say yearly, no problem. The formula will go like that. Is that okay? But remember, annuity is equal series of words, payment or receipt. And there are 2 types of words, annuity. Ordinary annuity, which is annuity at the end of the year, end of the month. Is that okay? And the other one is annuity due at the beginning of the month. And so that's a quick summary of what we did today when you were thinking of how to come. God bless you. Any other questions? On that note, that is all Author Saint Vinn can take for today. Keep on practicing until no book pass me. God bless you.